let's move on to the next use case, which is the accounts receivable finance use case. And this is a little bit more interesting. The process probably it's very similar to a PO financing use case. Of course, it's just the other side of the equation. Instead of someone making a purchase, it's someone buying, right? And in this sales order process at the end, there's an invoice, right? And we can use that invoice as the collateral for a finance loan, right? For finance. So we're gonna see in a very similar fashion, we're gonna see the sales order up, right? This is a slightly different UI. UIs can vary from use case to use case, and that's important because if you have a different embedded finance use case, the UI can be a little bit different. But what's most important is how the embedded portion works. So let's take a look at it. So you'll go into the sales order management app, which is your SAP S/4HANA usual app for this kind of a scenario. And you're going to choose, there you go. You're going to choose a sales order. And in that sales order, you'll see a button. The same way we saw a button in the purchase order scenario. Now we see a financing request button. That button wasn't there, right? That is the embedded finance portion of it, and that button has context. So that button knows what's happening in this screen, knows the data, right? And by the time you click it, it can pull the data and send it to a bank and then return with offers. So that's exactly what we're going to see right now. So here is important to mention, you have three pre-qualified offers, right? 2 offers were just received and 1 is already in negotiation, okay? And there's something here called a credit decisioning score. So that machine learning model that predicted the credit decisioning score before the probability of payment is now being used to compute an internal score, right? That is shown here whenever you are making your decision. So the corporate that is running this this embedded solution, right, at the same time as the bank, both of them can leverage additional insights that are computed by this machine learning model, such as the credit decision score. You can add the usual credit score, right, for the entity, for the person or the company, right? But on top of that, thanks to the data that is going to be hosted in the solution, in the platform, you can have this internal decisioning score as well. And the other thing here that is very important is you see that we are not outside of the SAP application. So we are in the SAP sales order application, and embedded in the SAP sales order application, there's the SAP Fioneer embedded finance that is powered by DYCSI, right? So we just click. We're not using a different platform. We're not changing context. We're not completely shifting to a different screen, right? That is outside of the same platform, right? Is embedded. The experience is the same, right? We're not creating a change management problem here. We don't have to train the person to know exactly where to go, right? It's all embedded in the same application. And that's why we call it embedded finance, right? We are enhancing the user experience, the user journey, right? So let's keep going here with the demo. We're gonna go in and negotiate, right? In this negotiation, let's see the history. We have an initial financing rate that was proposed by the bank. Then we came back with a different financing rate. Then we went back again. And now we are negotiating for 95% financing rate. And we can even send messages to this bank and tell them why we need additional financing to see if they can adjust their proposal, right? So all these negotiation is being recorded in the platform, and the two systems are communicating with each other. And as automated as that can be, it can be managed by the platform. Now, here, what you just saw is that the proposal was accepted and there was a loan created. So now we're going to dive into the core banking system of the bank. In this case, is a TRBK solution, the SAP Fioneer transactional banking solution. And in this solution, we're going to see that that loan is created. So in this example, we saw the SAP S/4HANA corporate system, the embedded finance platform, and the TRBK systems all talking to each other to automate this and enhance this customer experience, this user experience. So if we go in here, we'll find the loan number right there. And we can see that we created a discount loan, which is a special type of loan for embedded finance that will allow you to have an initial disbursement, an initial retention, right? The discount charges, those discount charges have been withheld, and then you have a repayment at the end for the same amount of the invoice, for the same amount of the disbursement, right? And now we see that our pre-qualified offer is approved by the bank. And obviously we have the funds and we can continue our experience as a user while using the sales orders app in S/4HANA.